Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the 1 Point Safety Show with myself, Scott Hartley, and my illustrious co-host, Scouse Andy. How are you, mate? All right, bud?
I'm all good, mate. I'm all good. How are things with yourself?
All right, until 2 minutes before the show, and my internet decides to die. So, yeah, all good, mate. I was just sat upstairs and thought, this doesn't sound right, and it was glitching as to everything. So, I can only apologise to those who are listening. I do pay the bill.
I was going to say, did you pay the bill? I think that's what I was
absolutely, absolutely did. Yeah, 100% I did. Thank you to James and Scott G for being with us. Appreciate you being in the chat. As always, mate, we'll start with our sponsors, Dunstable Town FC's Talk of the Town podcast. We're their sponsor for this season. Go ahead and give them a follow on YouTube. Burrows is doing a lot of good work with them. He's coaching and all sorts now. So, yeah, it'd be good to get an insight into how things are being done at Step 7. Oddballs, we can go to myoddballs.com. Go and have a look at pants and socks and all sorts coming up. Christmas is coming up, so go and get yourself a bargain on there. Also sponsored by Fusion Therapeutics, which is northwich-physio.co.uk. They provide expert MSK assessments and treatments with a focus on holistic care dedicated to improve your well-being through tailored musculoskeletal health plans. Team offer specialist injection therapy and non-medical independent prescribing. So if you're in the Northwest, Manchester or the Cheshire area, give the team a call on 01606 512 013. You can book online and the team will be happy to advise you further on this affordable treatment solution. You can also look at some articles that are being written in print. You can go to bleedingburgundy.com, go over and have a check of that out if you prefer the writing side rather than the podcast side. So, yeah, mate, that's all the sponsors over with. And yeah, another great week, mate, in Commander's Land. I'm sure we'll get into it a little bit further on, but the first thing we've got to do is talk about roster moves and a bit of news. So Commanders signed safety Darnell Savage Jr. following his release from the Jags. He was a safety, obviously, out of Maryland. So he was drafted in the first round in 2019, 21st overall, played for the Packers from 2019 to 2023, then 2024 to 2025 with the Jags, and he's just came across to us. His stats through the career as of week 3 is 355 tackles, 1 sack, 2 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, 39 pass deflections, 10 interceptions, and 1 defensive touchdown. Now, obviously, bringing him in wasn't just to bolster the side. It was a corresponding move because safety Will Harris got injured during the game with the Raiders. He is on short-term IR for 4 weeks with a broken fibula. So, yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts on Darnell Savage? They've obviously acted quickly, but, I mean, what are your thoughts on that one, mate?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I don't know much about him. I mean, besides what you read out there. So, in the next first rounder. So, you got to think he's got talent. I'm just surprised why the Jags cut him. That's the only thing for me.
I know.
You might know better with that.
Jags being wife being a Jags fan, obviously she's watched him for the last couple of years. They drafted 2 safeties. One of them, Makuba, who's been there a while as well, was quite new, and they're just happy with the regime change as well. They thought he was quite expensive, so they just cut him, and he was one of the casualty cuts. Money, yeah. Thing. Right, so okay. good player by all accounts. And he's
a skin. He's a Redskins
fan. Yeah, he is a Redskin. Yeah, I saw that too. I saw his Instagram, and obviously he's a Redskins fan, so he'll know the team and understand what this fan base is about. You know what I mean? So
yeah, you've always got to root for those guys, the guys who are also fans of the team you support. So yeah, so I'll give him a chance. I'll give him a chance, see what he's about.
Exactly. We'll get into it then, mate. We'll review the 41-24 win versus the Raiders. Obviously, what went well, what went wrong. So I've got a few notes on this. I've got O-line, D-line, run game, and special teams. Pretty much was a seamless transition of all 3 phases working together, it seemed, on apart from garbage time on Sunday. I mean, what were your initial thoughts on the game, Scouse?
My initial thoughts were that the Raiders are a poor team. That's what I thought. Mm-hmm. I mean, Gino did okay. You know, he didn't turn the ball over. Everyone was saying he's going to turn the ball over. He's going to give you at least 2 to 3 picks, something like that. He kept the ball actually pretty well. He ran when he had to. He threw the ball away when he had to. Those type things. So he did quite well from a poor team's quarterback, if that makes sense, because he didn't have a lot going on offense. We knew they had Genty, but you know the O-line is garbage. And also you've got Brock Bowers, who's awesome, but he's injured. He's playing with an injury at the moment, so he's never going to be that. Like the guy for Green Bay, Kraft was, though he just destroyed us. Bowers wasn't going to do that this week because he's not fit. So
yeah, you're right. Bowers wasn't fit, and that was the worry. It was Genty and Bowers, and could we handle them?
I mean, anybody else? Mayers, okay, yeah, he shot once in a while, but he never really got involved either. I say their whole line is trash, man. I mean, I think ours is bad. Look at theirs. I mean, it's bad. I think Genty was 80% of his carries. He was hitting the backfield. Couldn't even get to the line of scrimmage before he got hit. No wonder he didn't get anywhere. So,
21 backfield plays, as Joe Witt described it today. Yeah, so he said basically when you get turned around and you're facing the wrong way, they class that as obviously being, a play that they've broken up, and there's 21 of them. And he said it's really difficult to do anything when you're facing the wrong way or you're going the wrong way. And I don't disagree with him. I thought the defense was fantastic, mate. I thought it was really, really good. It stepped up big time. Dorrance Armstrong's been quite impressive, I thought, so far. Daron Payne.
They played solid. I'll give them that. They were solid. They did what they had to do against a bad team.
That's true, but I think the whole we talked about it in the off season. We talked about it coming into the season. We obviously saw him in week 1. We talked about it and how it's you got to stop the run to then make sure that that we can pressure the quarterback thereafter. So you're forcing them to play the ball, because if you can stop the run, you're forcing quarterbacks to stay in the pocket and pass. And Dorrance Armstrong, 3 sacks in 3 games. You can't argue with that. You just can't. He's doing really well. I thought Jacob Martin came in and played pretty well. Daron Payne had an outstanding game. I thought he was exceptional. But yeah, I mean, we had Jesse. Thank you for being with us, and Scott G and everybody else in the chat. But yeah, go ahead.
Have you noticed that? Though? Have you noticed that? That Daron Payne only shows up when it's contract year. Have you noticed that?
we know that, but he's got another year. He's got another year after this, so maybe he just doesn't want any guaranteed money. He hasn't got any guaranteed money.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Part of the problem.
So he's going to look for a new contract at the end of the year. So he's, he's going to be going, hey, come on, I've got me 12 sacks again. Come on, see what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean
for the next 3 years, but no, honestly, I mean, to say the defense played solid. I mean, I was even impressed with Wagner getting some blitzes going and actually pressuring the quarterback, and he got 2 sacks as well. I think so. So it was really nice that he changed it up a little bit. But as I say, that O line though it's porous, man. It really is. So.
Yeah, well, we'll get into it, mate. I mean, we spoke about it obviously offline here. I thought the O line played really well. You were like, it's still a bit trash in your opinion.
Yeah,
I was quite impressed with it, mate. I thought honestly, I thought they were very good. I mean,
there were good open up holds. There were good open up holds for the running backs, but also as well. I mean, we got to think about is that McNichols, for example, bounced off 3 guys to get his 80 yards. Do you know what I mean?
True.
So some of those kind of plays will be skewed one way or the other. That was more running back more than O line, if that makes sense. But I say with the O line, at the end of the day, they're gonna keep getting your quarterback killed. That's the problem. Like, don't get me wrong. It's a serviceable O line. It's not dog shit like the Raiders. Do you know what I mean? But it's decent. But it's not. If you're gonna compare against the best defenses or the better defenses, our O line isn't it? Do you know what I mean? We played one team with a good defense and they got blown up, and JD's got his knee knackered. So, see what I mean? Because he's running for his life, because he actually had real pass rushes against him. Where, yes, you could say Max Crosby last week. Yes, I get it. But the thing is that he was double and triple teamed, and he was the only guy getting blocked because everybody else was load of shit. Wasn't doing anything. So, they could go 1-on-1 with the other guys. Crosby was double teamed, the rest weren't. So, and they couldn't get much pressure on Mariota, really. So, probably was just picking apart.
I mean, I thought they were fantastic. I thought Chris Paul, no pressures, 0, nothing given up. Larry Tunsil, the same, nothing given up. Josh Conley Jr., nothing given up.
Yeah,
that's telling me that the O-line had a very good game.
Crosby was getting double teamed, so
yeah, and that's what we.
You know what I mean?
No, I know, and that's what we had to do, though. That's what we had to do that game.
Yeah, I'm not denying that. What I'm trying to say is that this is against a bad team and a bad defensive line. You try and go up against, so you're going to go up against some real teams soon, and you'll find out how good this O line is, because it's going to get burned and it's going to hurt our quarterbacks again. Our quarterbacks are going to be running for their lives. So for me, it's like, yeah, good performance, yes, but against the bang average team, if not below average. So let's see what they're like when you take on some real teams. We play at the moment. We played one real defense, and he destroyed us. So let's see what it's like next week or the week after, 2 weeks time. You know what I mean? So
don't disagree with you. I think going against the Chargers, that sort of team, it's going to be very tough. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be very tough to see what comes through. But I thought they played really well. I honestly did. I thought they were very good. What were your thoughts on obviously the game time decision?
But against
it is. You're right. What was your thoughts on the game time decision about Brandon Coleman then?
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. To be fair, I mean, I thought he was going to play. I think everybody thought he was going to play until all of a sudden we seen the inactives and we were thinking, "Whoa, what's this about?" I mean, I thought it might have been maybe a disciplinary thing.
Yeah, or a personal issue or something like that. That's what we thought. Yeah, maybe.
I mean, obviously, nothing's come up. No one said anything. And then wasn't it like DQ just saying, "Oh, yeah, Chris Paul deserved it" or something? Mm-hmm. But it's like, and Coleman was playing through a shoulder problem. But it's like, well, okay, maybe you can get away with it against a bad D line. To see what I mean? So maybe DQ thought, well, you know what, I can genuinely afford to rest Coleman because Paul will do okay against this average team or below average team, and he did. He held his own. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, that's probably what's happened. But although I thought originally at the time I was thinking, oh, has Coleman said something or done something he shouldn't have, or get a little. But
speaking of that, then, do you think Allegretti's been the weak link then, and that has been the issue? I know you don't like him, and he's your new Andrew Wiley, but I thought Wiley had a good game again.
That all shows how bad Allegretti is, or as I call him now, Alashitty. You know what I mean? Because he's just worse than Wiley, and Wiley's not good either. So Allegretti's poor, man. He's really poor. He shouldn't be anywhere near this team, to be honest with you.
See, Jesse's on here saying that they actually had a really good D-line. I mean, I don't get that apart from Max Crosby. I don't know much about their pass rush at all.
It wasn't pass rush, it was just D-line. I mean, we carved them up, 200-plus yards running and all the rest of it. And our team doesn't do shit like that. So, you can say, the O-line was amazing. Yeah, against a shit average defensive line. So, that's why I'm like, pump the brakes. Yeah, great, good, really good performance. To a certain extent, I think James mentioned we still conceded 24 points against a shit team. And our defense played great, and our O-line played great, and all the rest of it.
No, I'm saying our D-line played great, and our O-line played great. The secondary and injuries forced us to have not to get toasted.
I mean, being funny, right? Trey Tucker killed us, and I don't understand why that was. This guy, I mean, he's quick. Don't get me wrong, he's a speedster, but it's like he was wide open all the time. And it was like.
Yep, two of your starting corners not playing probably wouldn't help you. I don't think Mikey's.
He wasn't playing.
Well, no, that got injured. Marshawn Lattimore came out of the game. So did Trey Amos. So it's like, hang on a minute. One's being evaluated for concussion. The other one has a calf problem. Yeah. Mikey Samra still, let's be honest, he hasn't set the world on fire so far this season. So then you're backing it up with people who necessarily shouldn't be playing in them positions. The likes of you, Tyler Owens is coming into play because Will Harris has gone out at safety as well. So the back end of the team would just towards the end of that game just got toast.
Amos is banged up as well. So all these guys are all banged up at the moment. So it's kind of, I get it. But then the thing is, Lattimore did play a lot of the snaps.
He did, I'm not denying that.
And Trey Tucker still toasted him. Now, I just think, like, if Geno Smith can toast you with that guy, let's face it, what was it? 8 for 9, 140 yards, something like that. I think he got Trey Tucker. 3 touchdowns, wasn't it? Craziness. It was just like, wait there a minute, like
it's 7 points going into garbage time, though.
What we're doing, what I found with this defense is that we really stepped up against the run. Like we're doing well against the run this year compared to last. Obviously, last year we were just getting gashed all day. This year we've been the opposite. We've been pretty solid, but then what we're seeing now is the big play killer instead. That's what we're seeing. So this is why we need to kind of sort this shit out. No, as in like the big play ones. That's what's called
the explosive plays. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And that was brought up again in Joe Witt's presser today. He talked about that, saying that in the last 3 games, they've had 3 explosive plays per game. So that's 9, 3 explosive plays against you.
And what's explosive plays? Was that classed as over 15 yards or over 20 yards, something like that?
I think so, something like that. I don't know the ins and outs of how you explain it.
Toasted by Kraft. We got toasted by Trey Tucker. So it's only played 3 games. So you can say the game is over going to the 4th.
I agree with that.
But the thing is, it's like the game was over, but why are you just down in tools? You don't down tools showing a game. Like
no, you don't.
There's only so many games a season. You need to be actually on the ball all the way.
And I think this next man up mentality didn't necessarily help us towards the end of the state.
And we didn't play like prevent defense either. Like normally you do that to stop the big deep play. We had to play normal, and we got toasted anyway. So it's not. I don't think it was very good at the end of the game where Whit was kind of managing the defense, if that makes sense. But yeah, I mean, because we expected him to pass, and he still left these guys wide open. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I wasn't too impressed at the end, but yeah, win's a win, mate. And I say it's they were never in the game really, but don't forget though, Alf, they were close, weren't they? Until like
no, not at all. They had 14 points in garbage time. So you take them away. What did they get? 21? Was it 24? 24. So we'd say they had 10 points going into the fourth quarter.
We were what? 20 something? 20 going into the fourth?
We were well on top.
I know. Luke finally got his first touchdown, which is nice to see.
Which is great. It's great to see. Yeah.
Nice to see.
And then you think to yourself, okay, where are we here? I mean, injuries. We're gonna have to get into it, mate, and look at injuries.
There's a lot, man. There is a lot.
It's getting stupid now. I mean, I've got the injury report now, but it's only from yesterday. So I can't really, tell you what the injury status is today, and obviously from the pressers. Yeah, I know. That's exactly.
I'm keeping it real because this is going to happen when we see a big team and we get battered. I'll tell you what. I'm trying to keep the expectations down here.
So Trey Amos has a calf problem, limited in practice. John Bates again did not practice with a calf/groin. Noah Brown groin/knee did not practice. Percy Butler hip did not practice. Corey Krosky-Merritt did not practice with the knee. Jaden Daniels' knee was limited participant. Then you had rest for Zach Ertz, a quad, which we'll get into for Terry McLaurin, who did not practice. Von Miller, Daron Payne, Larry Tunsil all had vet rest days. And Colson Yankoff's ankle, he was full practice, but he was still on the injury report. So, let's get into it. I mean, we've got 4 people on IR. And Will Harris potentially on a short-term IR. Sam Cosmi still coming back as well. We're dropping like flies. Yeah, I know he is, but we're dropping like flies at the minute. I mean, what is going on, Scouse, at the moment? It seems like last year we didn't get the injury bug whatsoever. This year we've been hammered by the injury bug already. What's your biggest concerning injury out of all of them? Is it Jaden or is it Terry or what we thinking?
I mean, heading into this game coming up against Atlanta, I'm thinking Mariota can still do the business here. I'm not worried about JD not playing in this game.
Yeah,
I'm more worried about the lack of weapons he's got. I'm more worried about Terry not being on the field. I know he hasn't done a lot since he's back, but he still keeps the defense honest, you know what I mean, and keeps the actual receiver positions in line as it should be. Now it's going to be mismatched throughout if he doesn't play. So I don't like this having Debo as your wide receiver 1. Do you know what I mean? And you're still using him as a gadget guy and a kick returner and all the rest of it. See what I mean? Like we're way overusing Debo. It's a matter of time before he gets hurt as well. So Cliff needs to sort that out as well. Then you've got. I might say I'm more worried about the wide receivers. Say Noah Brown again, Mr. Injury prone. I mean, that's fine, but you got to expect him to be out. But now we're relying on rookies and 2 year, Luke McCaffrey and stuff. Okay, did okay last week, but it's tough, man, relying on these guys to step up for you to do the business. So I'm a little bit concerned about that, more than anything else.
Yeah, me too. I'm agreeing with you. I'm not concerned at all about Mariota going into this game. It is what he's got between what weapons are. Lots of misinformation and a bit of this and that. I don't know where to go with the Terry McLaurin injury. Is it? Why is he seeing a specialist in core muscles if he's got a quad injury? which didn't look like much of a quad injury when he's picking the ball up for Luke McCaffrey. So has he overstretched himself, done a hernia, while he's trying to get that touchdown, and they're just not saying anything similar to what they did with Jaden's ribs last year? You know,
yeah, I've noticed
I don't know.
I've noticed this.
I don't know.
Our guys are insanely vague when it comes to saying what the injuries are to guys.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Jaden, the same thing this time round. Oh, yeah, knee sprain. But really, it's a PCL sprain. He's going to need to play with a brace, and you can see, and we've seen how it was. I showed you a video, didn't I?
Yeah, saw that.
In
Yeah,
my group chat. About 5 minutes, not even like 2 minutes of him trying to twist on it and stuff, and he was awful. His footwork is awful because of it, and he's waddling around like a penguin. You know what I mean? You can't play with that. You can't play at this moment. There's no chance. So it's kind of, and okay, Jaden's always going to say, "I'll be ready. You put me in, I'll be ready." No, just don't be stupid. Do you know what I mean? Like,
sometimes people need saving from themselves, don't they? And it's all good being, big and clever. But
I understand from the NFL guys, because most of these guys are alphas, if not all of them. You know?
Yeah, of course they will be.
And they're going to say, "Look, everyone's always hurt. Everyone's hurt. Everyone plays hurt. That's just expected." I get that, but the thing is, though, when he's your main guy, and if he is playing with an injury, then he gets hurt even more, and he's out for the season. Well, then what was the whole point? Do you see what I mean? So it's kind of, because Jaden will play. If you say play on Sunday, you'll play. You know what I mean? Or you'll try and play anyway. But he's not ready. You can see he's not ready. Imagine getting a 350-pound guy smacking him again while he can hardly walk. I mean, come on, like that's just like it's kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Neglect, really. If you're gonna put him in there against them and go, yeah, let's go over and take on those boys. I'm just taking the 350 pounders who are going to smoke you, and you can't run anywhere because you can hardly walk. So that's where you've got to kind of just keep it. You've got to look after him. Do you know what I mean? I say save him from himself, and that's what other players, well, not just JD, but other players as well, who will wanting to play hurt. Like, it's only worthwhile playing hurt if your hurt player is going to be playing better than the backup guy coming in.
Yeah, agreed. I understand that. Yeah,
and if he's not good, and if he's not at the level because he's not because he's at 50% because whatever's injured, you might as well play the backup guy. You see what I mean? So, and you get the chance of guy. You might have another chance of getting that guy ready for the week after. So,
yeah, and it's another revenge game for Marcus Mariota. So I'm happy. Jesse said the videos are out that
but you can
in
see
full
how he's
speed.
walking. Just to see how he's walking, mate. He's hobbling already.
His gait's not great.
Sprint. You trying to get him to sprint or anything like that at the moment? Nah, mate. It's game over, man. He won't be able to do it.
I would hold him out definitely for this year. Only scouts can shit on it. Not the year, just this game. Sorry, only scouts can. Only scouts can shit on a 20-point win, says Jesse. Yeah, I agree. And going back to that, and going back to that, what did you think of the run game in the game itself? Obviously, we had multiple touchdowns. We had McNichols with a long run. We had Debo with a long run on a return. Jalen Lane with his first touchdown on a punt return was awesome to see. And then Krosky Merritt running riot as well. Rodriguez had some big carries. I think this running back by committee is a good way to go, to be fair. I didn't see anything wrong with it.
I think it's going to have to be that way because, what I'll do like a Krosky Merritt is got that real nice jump cut, you know what I mean? Where the other guys don't have that. That's the difference. He has that kind of that vision and that
twitchiness,
kind of jump cut, which is nice, which we don't have with the other backs. The other guys just run hard, you know what I mean? But again, I say against an average D line, yeah, we gashed him. We gashed him big time, and I said the run game won us the game. Really did win us the game this time, man. But I just want to see that again against better opposition, better defenses. Because if we can do it against the big boys, then I'd be more impressed. I'd be like, okay, yeah, you know what I mean. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you at all. I mean, we'll get into it then, and we'll preview this weekend's game. It's the last 6 o'clock kickoff for us, or 1 o'clock kickoff for those the other side of the pond. For a long time now, we've got a lot of Monday night football, a lot of different timed football coming up. So looking at their schedule so far, they lost to the Bucs 23-20 when they should have won. They had a field goal that was missed by Younghoe Koo, who is now with the Giants. And then obviously they won against the Vikings 22-6, and then dropped 30-0 against the Panthers, which is really, really
That's bad.
rough.
Really
Really
bad.
rough. I mean, looking at their standout performers, obviously you've got Drake London, you've got Penix, a quarterback, who they have said they're going with.
And he got
Kirk,
and he got
came in
benched.
for Kirk came in for a few plays, but Raheem Morris has been out and said that for definite Michael Penix Jr. is the starter. Obviously, Bijan Robinson's a good back. Tyler Algier is a good back as well, as a change of pace kind of guy. Drake London, good
Done nothing
player,
this year.
but he hasn't done much this year.
Done anything.
Kyle Pitts, I've always been disappointed with Kyle Pitts, to
Same.
be fair. He
He's a
just
beast in
never,
college.
he was
Awful
just
in the
never,
NFL.
never produced it, as he's never produced it. And then defense-wise, they've got a pretty good defense. So, I mean,
Very
yeah,
good in the
what
back
you-
end when the fit.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
absolutely,
and used like
absolutely,
that. Yeah. I mean, the thing is that we've always seemed to have Atlanta's number recently over the past few years. We always seem to find a way to win, even when games when really we shouldn't have. Like I think last year was a game that we were behind in, and then all of a sudden we just stepped up a little bit more, and they made a few mistakes. I mean, we nicked it at the end, or the year before that, either last year or the year before. So that was they're always reasonably close games, these ones, but we've always tended to got the better side of it, and I hope that continues this week. See, Jesse goes, we're taking too much out of some guys' injuries. Well, the thing is, mate, is that you understand that some people will say, "Oh, well, these guys are getting paid stupid money; they should play injured." Well, fine, but let's just say there's one thing playing injured, but you got to have the actual standard as well. You got to be able to play to the standard if you're playing hurt. Do you know what I mean? If you're not playing to the standard, there's no point in you being on the field because you're just going to re-aggravate your injury and you're going to make the team worse anyway because would play worse than a fit backup player. So that's the thing for me. It's like you might as well be. This is why you need a solid squad of players, not just your first starters. That's why the Eagles are so good because they've got a strong squad throughout. Their backups are pretty damn good. They'll probably start somewhere else in other teams. That's the difference, and that's where we need to be at, and that's where we're not at, but we're expecting to go all the way and really challenge teams like the Eagles. Because that's the standard we've got to uphold ourselves to. We've got to be saying, well, if you're thinking that we're genuinely a playoff caliber / championship game, maybe even Super Bowl contender, well, then you got to be matched up against the best team. So I'm always comparing against the best. So that's why I look at their offensive line. I look at D-line, some other top teams who are going to be up there. Our team isn't it. It isn't at it. It isn't at that level. And we've been found out once already. So I'm trying to keep it real a little bit. Do you know what I mean? I'm just, of course, I want it's going to be a single game, and I do think we beat Atlanta this week. I do, but I just don't expect us to get deep into the playoffs unless we get all our players back fit, which is going to be unlikely.
Yes, I don't think they're going to win the NFC South. That's a certainty. I think Tampa Bay are going to lock that up. No issues at all. I don't rate the Carolina Panthers, despite them winning 30-0 against the Falcons on Saturday, and the Saints are absolutely hopeless. So it will probably be second place for Atlanta this season again. Is that good enough for Raheem Morris? Obviously, they've fired coaches already. They're moving the offensive coordinator from the booth down to the field because apparently that's going to make a difference. I mean,
I always find that weird. It's like, how does that really make a difference? Because I think if you're in the booth, you can see a better angle, of what's going on in the field.
I would have thought so too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, is each to their own, but yeah, weird.
It is a bit strange. I don't really understand that. And Raheem Morris is under a lot of pressure. So,
oh yeah, he's gone this season, man. Unless they can somehow make the playoffs. It's going to be tough. Mm-hmm. It
is going to be tough for him to keep that job. That's for sure.
It'll be the record. It'll be the records. The problem, as you say, because you're going to see the Bucs. They'll win that division, and second place there might not be realistically probably won't be good enough to get into the playoffs. So he's definitely on the chopping block.
You see, that's an interesting one, Jesse. You're saying Atlanta lost to a last second field goal, which we just spoke about there, and then to Tampa, but they beat a really good Vikings team. I think this Vikings team's shit. I mean, I really
do.
Is
good. The
defense is very good. It's very good. I'll give you that.
See that corner, the cornerback last week. Oof. I can't remember his name now. Crazy.
But I don't think JJ McCarthy is the answer at all for the Vikings.
I told he wasn't good enough. And
And I mean, they're playing with what playing with
Yeah.
Carson Wentz under center. I mean, come on, man. I don't think they're that. I don't think they're that good
And
and I think wide receiver wise,
well?
yeah, he is. Yeah, wide receiver wise, good. Is it Aaron Jones? Their running back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wide receiver, Justin Jefferson, obviously. Yeah, I give you that. Addison Hawkinson's a good player. Yes, they have a very good team. They had a very good team last year, but it's just the quarterback that's letting them down. That's the issue at Minnesota. I don't think they're shit. I mean, I did say they're shit. Game. I just think they've got problems, Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, Minnesota, Jekyll and Hyde team, aren't they? I mean,
absolutely Jekyll and Hyde team.
Just look at the last game. Like, the offense didn't do virtually zip, but he still won 40 or to bloody 10 or whatever it was.
Yeah, because the defense was amazing.
Yeah.
No,
and
Brian Flores,
four fumbles recovered, and crazy stuff.
Like, Brian Flores is going to definitely get a head coaching job, or he should do. 100% he should do.
He will do.
But it's whether someone's going to take a chance on him again after the Miami debacle, and that's the issue, and that wasn't down to him. But anyway, that's we're going off topic there a little bit. But I don't know about this Falcons team. I think they could be good. I'm not sure what they're going to do. Yeah, maybe Deluxe. That'll be interesting.
Snap the hands off, I think, to get rid of him. It is $90 million guaranteed.
Ooh, yeah, that's a big contract. That is a big contract as well. I mean,
that was so good by their team. To be fair, if they were going after a quarterback in the draft, they should never have paid that money for Cousins.
So I didn't know this, Scott. I mean, I've not paid that close attention to it, but you're saying they didn't beat Minnesota. They dominated them in MN, which is one of the biggest home field advantages in the league. Okay, okay, fine. I mean, as we said before, I think Atlanta's backfield, the back end of this team, DBs, very good, very very good on paper. Is their defensive line that good? Not so sure. And I'm hoping that we could overhaul them with a better offensive line performance. And if we play like we did offensive line against the Raiders, we'll be okay. But it's gonna be a tough game. It's gonna be a tough game, this one.
Like, the keys are always the same thing. Get after the quarterback. Penix is struggling. Let's face it. Drake London's struggling. No, these guys just aren't producing the game. So if we can still get in Penix's face and put the pressure on, he'll give us the ball. You know what I mean? Like, it's just facts. Drake London will stay out the game.
Bijan Robinson's an issue, but if we can,
Bijan's the biggest threat by far in that team. But as I said before, we've actually been really good against the run.
Yeah.
So far this season, so long may that continue. But and everybody else, Drake London with a decent quarterback, I'd be more concerned about London. But at the moment, I'm not worried about that. If we can get into Penix with as low confidence as it is, being benched, your confidence is already low. So let's get after them and make him beat you with his arm. Come and beat us, and it won't happen. It won't happen because his confidence is low. So I think we just get out of him. I think we win this game. I think we could win it reasonably comfortably if we play it the right way, especially early doors. The first quarter and a half, we can be really on point. I don't think it's going to be
that. I don't think it's going to be that much. It's not going to be anywhere near like a blowout. I mean, we could win it quite comfortably. I think it's going to be really tight. I think it's going to be razor tight, this one. I think they're always tight games. They're always tight games between us. I think this could be a field goal type win.
What, with our kicker?
I still think so, yeah.
See, this is the thing. You see, it's like we need to make sure that we don't need the kicker. Do you know what I mean?
You see, the thing is,
we need to make sure.
We do, yeah. I mean, Scott G's got a point here. He said Lance had a dreadful performance last week, but he needs to throw that away, not get overconfident and get the W. I get that, but what were you saying when we got absolutely spanked by Green Bay? Our fan base was going mental. Exactly the same thing. And I'm sure Atlanta's fan base is going absolutely mental as well. You can't disguise confidence going into the next game. We had a bounce back win against with quite a lot of time off as well. A mini bye, 10 days off, backup quarterback in, but we played well against a poor Raiders side, and they are going to be a poor side. So Going into this game, I think it's a tough game, Scott. I agree with you. I agree with Jesse as well. I think it's going to be a tough game. What do you think the keys to winning this game is then, Scouse?
Like I mentioned, get after the quarterback.
Get the
quarterback and keep solid against the run. And that's hard. Bijan's a quality player, but analogy is solid as well. But we've been really good. Our scheme so far have been really good against the run. Against all three teams we've played so far. So if we can continue with that, try to limit Bijan. You're not going to completely stop him, but if you can limit him to say 70 yards total, I think that's good enough. I'd say get after Penix, make him make mistakes, and we've got a chance. You see, because you're not going to. I'm not worried about Kyle Pitts, as you mentioned. He's unfortunately one of the biggest busts going. Drake London's not going to get the ball if you get at Penix. And then who else have you got over there? Who's the other receiver? I can't remember who it is.
No, I'm not even sure.
I'm sure
myself.
Jesse will tell me, but yeah, I mean, but at the moment, those things aren't screaming off the board of like, oh wow, I've got to be terrified of that dude, because I just think if we can get at Penix,
it's Drake London and Darnell Mooney. Darnell
Mooney. Okay, solid. But again, we get at Penix, don't give him the time. There's no deep shots. Our secondary will be okay. Do you know what I mean? It'll hang in there. So. Get up Penix, limits Bijan to under 70 yards total if we can.
Do you think we just have to rely on our run game then? Is that the plan again? Because we're not going to have much. We've got no weapons, have we? I mean, that's part of it.
That's the other thing, because we're going to have two receivers out, aren't we? Really, Terry and
Terry and Noah Brown is out. Yeah. So are you calling a Ja'Cory Brooks up from the practice squad? Because there isn't much left.
Probably. You probably are going to have to bring up one of the guys from the practice squad, and we've got now available.
Luke,
basically going to start. You got Debo,
Luke,
Jalen Lane, and who's the other guy? Chris Moore.
Chris Moore.
Mm-hmm. So
who again had a good catch. He had a good catch. You know what I mean? Early in the game. So,
but these guys are going to have to really step up the game, and the problem is I'm worried about overusing Debo because he does get hurt. Do you know what I mean? He plays hurt a lot. But his level drops though, even though he still is on the field, if that makes sense.
And it is a bit strange seeing him doing kick returns, but he's done well at it. He's done really well.
I mean, he's good at it, but the thing is though, you're paying a guy $20 million a year to run the ball back on kickoffs.
I know.
Like, that should be the rookie dudes, the cheap guys, getting themselves blown up for that. Do you know what I mean?
And Luke McCaffrey's the other person on kickoffs, so it's like.
You see the difference.
No, but when you're asking Luke to start, basically, because that's what we're going to have to do, it's
exactly. Yeah,
what are we doing?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Exactly. So this is the risk you're taking.
And the other guy who's starting is your punt return. We are thin. We are thin.
And any of these guys can get blown out at any time. It's in blown up from one tackle, especially in special teams. You run a full pace that way, they're running hell pace this way. It's a matter of time when your returners get hurt.
I don't
which then
disagree
means
with
to say a starter for us is that it will be out if that happens. So it's scary times, man. It is scary times.
Touching wood. Don't
but
do
that. The run game's going to have to step up, and Mariota's just got to keep doing what he's doing. He's doing enough, you know what I mean? He's not like blowing teams away himself, but using his legs when he wants to, when he should do. Although he tried to do too much when he got that fumble, tried to do too much there. And
he did. He did do too much there.
Besides that, jumping over dudes, I didn't need that. You got the first down, the slide. You know what I mean? You don't need to go any further. Let the backs do all that shit. You need to stay healthy while Jaden's still there. Do you know what I mean? So he needs to be a bit smarter with that. But in general. He was solid again.
Do you know what that was?
He suits our system.
That was a rush of blood to the head. That's all it was.
Yeah, he saw the gap and thought,
I can get it. I can get in here against my former team. Hell yeah, I'm doing it. And you're like,
and it might happen
okay.
again. Let's say we play Atlanta against his old team.
Yeah.
There was a bit of bad blood when they left, wasn't he?
Certainly was. Certainly was.
So he'd be well up for it. I think Mayos has another solid game. I really do.
Do you know what? I really rate him. And I mean, I was talking to Jesse about this and John the other night, and I just thought, would you, and James Bell actually, who's in our chat with us, would you sign him now to a new deal? Would you sign Mariota to a new deal right now? Well, genuinely, because he's only here till the end. He's only here till the end of the season. I would.
If he wants to stay, I would offer him it, definitely. definitely. Because
I think this role suits him as well, and it's not. Maybe he's got ambitions of being a starter. I understand that. People have talked about trade candidates. You know, how long is Joe Burrow out for? How long is JJ McCarthy out for? You know, there's teams that need a quarterback. New Orleans needs a quarterback desperately. I mean, there's lots of teams out there who could use a Marcus Mariota, but, and it's a big but, I think he's happy here. You can see that he's happy here, and he's got himself a win, and he is QB1 at the moment. So, you know, for the time being, obviously.
I think that's the only thing you mentioned there. Does he want to start somewhere else? Is someone going to offer him a starting job at another team at some point next year? If that's the case, then you might move on. But if he's going to be a backup somewhere else, as you say, he's happy here, you know, and he's getting paid well. He's probably the highest paid backup actually in the league, besides Cousins, obviously. But
I think he's one, yeah. So, but that's forced. That's not something that's you've gone. We're paying you as a backup quarterback. Yeah. I mean, you could argue the toss. You could argue the toss and say Russell Wilson. Do you know what I mean? Is now there, but.
Yeah, James. I mean, I get your point there. If you sign, we can trade him for a good pick. But the thing is that we're going to need him. You know, Jake got hurt last year. We are a team that needs him. You know, he got hurt last year. He played two and a half games, and he was outstanding for us. Mm-hmm. Won us both games, or 3 games, should I say? You know, great. That's what you need. You need a guy who can come in a pinch and do the business for a couple of games. You know, obviously, if you ask him to do it for a full season, that's a little bit different. You know what I mean? That's why, really, he's a backup. You know, because he's not consistent enough to do over 15, 20 games. You know that. Yeah. And that's the reason why he isn't a starter anymore, in my book. But he's got the perfect game right now. You see, the system works well for him. Mm-hmm. He enjoys the system. You know, he's on the same page. Which obviously a lot of times when quarterbacks are on the same page with the coordinator, then it's a problem, you know. But yeah, as you say, that could be another thing as well. Scott, you make a very good point. I was just going to mention something similar. He goes, if Cliff goes, you might go to be a starter.
True.
While
say a New Orleans, someone like that.
Yeah, I mean, you start from scratch there, though. They've got 2 youngsters already there, quarterbacks.
And I mean, is this a rookie head coach as well? In Kellen Moore, I think it is, isn't it? So would they be
head coach? Yeah.
Would they be willing to fire him after 1 season? I'm not so sure, unless the wheels completely fall off. But we'll wait and see with that. We'll get into that.
That's the problem, isn't it? I mean, realistically, who's going to be up? Atlanta could be a good one. Mm-hmm. So I do think they'll be. I think the head coach will be gone at the end of the season. Cliff could be a good one for him. That could be coming for Cliff. Got a good run game already. Got some good players there. You know, he's got a youngster in Penix. So, you know, might be something. I say, but also, although Mariota, I don't think would go back to Atlanta though. If Cliff went there, I don't think Mariota would follow him just because of the Atlanta issues he's had. Do you know what I mean? But
yeah, agreed.
But other teams potentially, yeah.
There's lots out there. We'll get into our fan questions then. Yeah, I agree with that, Deluxe. 100%. 100%. Tim Town is our first question. He says, heading into week 4, I'm hearing lots of talk that Green Bay and Detroit are the teams that will give chase to Philly, and not much chatter about us. And for that matter, next to nothing about the NFC South or the NFC West. Do you guys see any of those teams stealing a wildcard spot from us? I think the West has the easiest schedule this year. I mean, we can look at the 2 divisions. I mean, Tampa Bay are absolutely flying, and to be honest with you, I think Tampa Bay are going to be a very, very good side this year. Not just because they're 3-0, because Emeka Ibuka looks like an amazing draft pick that they found. You've obviously got Mike Evans coming back now from short-term concussion, and then you've got Godwin. Sorry, he's coming back, not Mike Evans. Mike Evans played last week, and you know, Baker Mayfield's doing his thing, as he always does. It's a poor division, the NFC South, always has been. And in the West, I don't believe in San Francisco as a 49ers at 3-0. I just don't get them. They've been very, very lucky over these last 2 games. But you don't want to be looking at wild card spots. You want to try and be winning the division. We all want to do that. But you want a higher seeding, don't you?
I think the problem is if we had any other team in our division besides the Eagles, I think we'd be looking to win the division.
Yeah, agreed.
Realistically, we have to. Unfortunately, we've got to think we're not going to get that. So we're gonna have to be in the playoffs. So as in via the actual wild cards.
Wild cards. Yeah.
So if you're looking at kind of the NFC West, they've always got teams who tend to do well against us. So like for example, we've played Seattle quite a few times and lost in the playoffs to them.
Mm-hmm.
So Seattle could be one of those teams. Like they're not amazing right now, but they're a solid team. Do you know what I mean?
The Rams, solid team.
The Rams are solid. I still
Arizona.
Arizona. I'm not big into Arizona.
No, I'm not either.
And the Niners again. They're doing just enough to win. Purdy's coming back next week, I think. So
is he really?
Yeah, he's back next week, I think. So they might be getting a little bit healthier, which again might help them a little bit going forward. But again, Mac Jones is banged up as well. See him bash.
Yeah, I saw him. He was getting bashed.
Struggling, wasn't he? His knee was battered, man. So carried on with the.
I have no idea who QB3 in San Francisco 49ers are.
No,
but,
well, it was our mate, wasn't it? Josh Johnson, who's here for us. He got knocked out.
Oh yeah,
remember that? Yeah. So I don't know.
It's a guy. Apparently, it's a guy called Curtis Rourke, and he is actually out injured. He's on. He's on IR.
So they got nobody basically. So they got a banged up Mac Jones and a Purdy who's just
Christian,
come back from injury himself. So
Christian McCaffrey will be playing quarterback, but
he's doing everything else at the moment. He's receiver. I'm running back there at the moment. No, he's doing everything. He's the all-purpose guy. But again, he's going to break down. So these guys are going to have to start helping him out before he does. So it's at the moment 49ers are getting away with it, but I'm not sold on the Niners this year. I'm not sold on them. I think Kittle is he still injured? Hamstring? Is that right?
Yeah.
Kittle, he's still injured, and it's just like kind of a Ayuk still out as well. So it's all these. They've got a lot of injuries there, and I just don't think they're at the level to beat. Say if we played them like in the playoffs, I think, and if we've got similar teams that are playing now, I think we'd beat them. But yeah, I'm not worried about them stealing a player spot from us. I understand that they're playing easier divisions than we are this year. I understand that as well, especially might have a better record than us, potentially, at the end of the season. But
Adrian Martinez. Thanks, Scott. I forgot about him completely. He is a quarterback on the practice squad of the 49ers at the minute.
I mean, do we play Seattle this year?
We play Seattle in a few weeks.
Yeah,
couple of weeks time.
So yes, so again that'll kind of like hopefully knock them down by a game. And same with the Niners. I mean, even if you don't have the Niners, who would have the Niners? It would probably be the Eagles. Did the Niners win the division last year? Did the Niners win the division last year?
I'm not sure. I think
they
must have done.
It'd be the Eagles. If it was, it'd be the Eagles that they play. So So again, they're going to lose to them. Let's face it. There's not many teams I think can beat the Eagles, because even when you think you've got them beat, they somehow pull it out. They pull it out the bag at the last kick of the games and block field goals when they shouldn't be anywhere near it. They just find a way to get that result even when they don't deserve it.
It's crazy, isn't it?
A good team. It is. You know what I mean? So.
It is indeed. Second question then from Tim Towner. He says 6 teams are now 0-3. Houston, New York Jets, New York Giants, Tennessee, Miami, and New Orleans. Do any of these teams have a chance to go winless 0-17? And if so, which team?
Ooh. Well, the Saints can be pretty damn bad, aren't they?
That's what I'm thinking, mate. The Saints are terrible. I mean, the Jets were seriously unlucky last week.
Yeah.
You block a field goal attempt, and then you're like, hey, I'm going to run it back for a touchdown, run it back, and you think, that's it. You know what I mean?
They've got a good defense, even though they're not doing much. They're not really producing really high-level play at the moment, but they've got some really, really talented players there.
The Giants, I don't think are too bad. They're not horrendous.
They're not going to go 0-17. They're going to win a couple of games. They are going to win a couple of games. I reckon
Tennessee,
more than 4 for them.
Tennessee with Cam Ward.
I mean, they are struggling, aren't they? To be fair.
Yeah, but I still don't think. I think they'll win a game or 2. Miami are awful, and
Yeah,
Mike
because
McDonald could be the first
he could be
head
the
coach
first guy
casualty.
fired. Yeah,
But
he
I
probably
can't
will be.
again. But again, they're not going to go with their talent. I
No,
can't
they've
see
got
them going
0-17.
0-17. The only one out of it, I agree with you, Scouse, is probably New Orleans, who look absolutely rotten. And you know what that is? You know exactly why New Orleans are so bad. New Orleans are so bad because the salary cap has finally caught them up. After all them years of pushing contracts further and further down the line, the salary cap has finally caught them up, and they've got absolutely no money, no idea what they're doing.
You know, are they still paying Drew Brees?
I don't know, probably.
You know, I mean, like, how bad that is. How bad they remember the cap. But they just tried to keep everyone together, didn't they, for as long as they could? And he did, as you said, you just mortgaged the future on it. Now the shy, but
Absolutely.
yeah. So they're paying the price for it now. But yeah, they could, because their quarterbacks just aren't it. Let's face it. You know,
Spencer Rattler
ain't calling it. The other guy came on as a Shook.
Yeah, Tyler Shuck, draft pick. Yeah.
Again, didn't do anything either. I mean, these guys aren't ready for the NFL. Being honest, shouldn't even be playing.
No.
But you haven't got any. Well, say Carl retired, didn't he? So
Yeah,
left him in the shit there. So, but yeah, I mean, so it probably is going to be the Saints out of all of them available. To be fair,
but I still think the Saints win a game because of Alvin Kamara alone. You know what I mean? They're gonna. I don't think any of them go 0-17.
If he has one of those games, one of those, like, he has one monster game a year, doesn't he? He always has one.
He always does. Yeah, he always
Especially
does.
in fantasy, like, oh yeah, 50 points off him this week. You know, something crazy. If he does that, then yeah, they'll probably win a game. But again, it's not guaranteed. Got to earn the wins.
Exactly. One final question from Tim then. He says, DQ came out this week that Coleman was inactive due to performance, which surprised me. But like that, DQ is all about putting players and the best players on the field at the right time. That said, do you see anyone else who should be concerned? ? And not Matt Gay. He's too obvious of a choice.
Matt Gay's. Slight change his name a little bit.
So do you think there's anyone who should be looking over the shoulder, potentially going,
Not really, you know, because the guys you can think potentially borderline are injured, so they're not going to play anyway. So it's like, well, the other guy's going to play either way, who's actually healthier. So I don't think there's anyone like looking over the shoulder going, damn, that guy's going to take my spot. I don't see that.
No, I don't either. I mean, do you think Lattimore? That's exactly where I was going to go, James.
But who's going to take over him? Noah I?
Possibly.
No. You know what I mean?
Well, ain't anyone else, is there?
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? There isn't anyone else. Because Jones is on IR. Jones is on IR, and that's it, isn't it? Yeah.
Exactly. We don't have a lot of depth. I mean, we did have depth. Now we don't because they're all injured. But so for me, you can see, you could try and argue Lattimore, but who would take over? No eyes, not it on the outside corner. That's the reason why he never stuck with his teams who drafted him. I think it was Dallas, wasn't it? Was it Dallas who drafted him? I'm
not sure. Where was Noah? Yeah, it might have been. I
think he might have been. I think he was a first rounder as well. So a load of talent.
He was. Yeah, he was a first rounder.
But he's a slot corner. You know, when you see him on the boundary, you know you're going to take a shot. If I'm the quarterback, I'm taking a shot at him. If he's on the boundary, where with Lattimore, okay, yeah, no, I know. Who was it? I think it was Green Bay. Green Bay really kind of schemed against him and felt the pain. So
it was Miami, mate.
Was it Miami?
Yeah, and then he went to the Cowboys after that.
Ah, okay. Right.
So you weren't wrong. I do remember him playing for the Cowboys, but I was like, where's he gone? So yeah, it was Miami. He was drafted to. Yeah, he's drafted 30th overall. So
again, first round pick, and loads of talent, but he's a slot corner. Unfortunately, he plays where Mikey plays. Now you could play Mikey back outside again, but he did well last year there. But again, it's kind of, you're not going to move Mikey out to the boundary just to drop Lattimore. Do you know what I mean?
But Lattimore needs to step up, man. He has been pretty poor.
Yeah, well, the thing is, though, it's kind of, they've been scheming quite well against him, actually. I think a lot of teams have found his weaknesses and just picking on it all the time.
I don't think it helps being. I don't think it helps being 5 yards off the receiver when you're supposed to be a press man corner,
Well,
and you're running in motion. It's like, hang on a minute, what?
But is that because of scheme though? Is that because that's the play that was called that he is 5 yards off? You see what I mean? You don't know what the play is called. He's a press man guy, and he's aggressive. He is, with his hands in the face and all the rest of it. He gets loads of penalties like that, and holding penalties usually. But he's not playing press man in that play that was called. It's like, for example, Green Bay was quite obvious. They were throwing guys in motion, but we were playing man, and you could see Latimer running across the whole field to follow the guy rather than passing them off because that's his man. Well, now the problem is there's a massive gap over here because no one's filled that in. No one's moved over to cover that. And that was very well schemed by Green Bay.
Agreed.
And then obviously Witt had to realize, oh shit, I can't keep playing man because they're going to keep moving across like that. And then by the time he closed the gap on the receiver, the ball's already there. Guys caught it and then he tackled him. To see what I mean? So it was actually well schemed by Green Bay in that game.
Yeah, really Jesse says Witt isn't playing Lattimore to his strengths. I agree. No. Completely agree with you. You're absolutely right.
Guy. He's more of an aggressive guy at the line of scrimmage. That's what he likes to do mostly. And we're playing a little bit more man, but like 5 yards man off, or playing a lot of zone. And again, that just puts him into positions that's not his best. So,
did you see this at all, Scouse, today? Scott G says, did you see the news that former Washington running back Sean Alexander is expecting his 14th child?
Craziness.
Wow. I mean, his wife. Whew. Yeah, that's 14 kids. I mean, come on, man. You got to wrap it up at that stage, surely.
Anybody besides athletes can never afford to have that many kids. Nobody, unless you're a rapper or multi-millionaire.
Yeah, maybe.
14 kids, and that's crazy.
Agreed. Richard Cameron's put some question into us. He says, evening lads, what are your thoughts on Daron Payne's start to the season? Do you reckon he's starting to thrive now that Jonathan Allen has gone?
Well, that's what we expected when John Allen actually was caught, but that didn't take place, did it? At that point,
no. I think that was maybe because he was absolutely cast iron. I'm on the interior. I'm right in the middle. There's nothing I can do. Whereas now I think Javon Kinlaw's made a massive difference to being able to have Daron Payne out there doing his thing, because people are trying to double team Kinlaw, trying to think, oh Christ, I've now got to think about Armstrong over the other side. Where are we going? And then Daron Payne seemed to find himself free, and he's having a great season so far. So it's like, wow, okay, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I just find, it could be purely scheme, as you mentioned. It could be scheme that's helping Daron this year. But I just think it's more that he's motivated for a bigger paycheck because he's got no guaranteed after this year. So
Deluxe.
It's going to be wow.
Deluxe says, my grandparents had 14 kids. My father was number 7. Wow, so that is a big, big family. And yeah, Jesse, I agree with you. What a great signing Kinlaw's been. He has been. He totally deserved that contract, and everyone laughed at it. I didn't laugh at it. I thought it was pretty high, but I was like, but then when I saw the numbers and it actually came out, and it was like, it was not that bad.
Even at 15 million a year, which is the average on that deal,
of course it is.
Awful. It's not awful.
It's not an awful contract at all now. When you look at it,
look at DeWan's contract. It's 20 odd plus. So 15 for a guy who makes the rest of the D line better.
Yeah,
it's worth it. To see what I mean? If you expect him to get 12 sacks a year, then obviously you're in the wrong game. That's not his game, But you play him in the right way, which is what Peters knew all about, because he's the guy who drafted him in the first place for
exactly. Yeah,
it was. I knew he was gonna come good. As in the scheme, he'd be a good scheme fit, because whatever they wanted to do, he'd be well in for it. So it'd be well suited, should I say? So,
yeah, because he can set the edge, and he can set the edge, and he can do the things that an edge rusher can do. And even now, you're seeing people getting into the scheme and going, right, okay, we're in week 3 now. I know we're maybe need to pump the brakes a bit here, but we're going into week 4. And even people like Von Miller is now going, actually, because Kinlaw's there, because Armstrong's on the other side, I can still bend around the corner and get myself a sack here and prove to people that even at my age, as an old man, I can still get it done. And that's been fantastic. Johnny Newton's still been a bit quieter than I'd like to see, but I want to see him start going off a bit more.
think he's doing his job well, what he's meant to be doing. I know he's meant to be kind of an interior pass rusher guy, but that's what the one's mostly doing at the moment. So he's kind of like being second fiddle to that, which is, understandable. I think he's doing fine at the moment to do. I don't think
I do
he's,
too.
Underperforming or anything. I think he's just doing solid. Was that Jesse loving himself again? Is it patting himself on the back?
Yeah, but he's saying everyone hated that signing. I didn't hate that signing, Jesse.
I didn't hate the signing either.
I didn't hate it. No, I just thought it was a bit, when I saw the numbers initially, I was like, wow, okay, that's probably not one that I thought we could go for. But then you know what I'm like. Any free agent that comes out there, I want to sign him. But yeah, you weren't the only person who said, oh yeah, I think this is it's a solid signing. I thought it probably was a solid signing and scheme fit, as you said, Scouse, but we've all got to be proved right because he did nothing at the Jets. Nothing. So,
yeah, definitely. And that's why I always leave it open to we'll find out. We will find out at some point if this guy's worth his money or is he not, and at the moment, Kinlaw's worth his money. So
exactly.
Long may it continue.
We'll get into Scott.
These guys to play well. I want these guys to play well because then it means you're going to win or a higher chance of winning. So
exactly. Yeah. We'll get into Scott G's questions. He's got 4 for us. So here you go. He said, injuries. What position group depth concerns you the most? Is it wide receiver? Yeah, it has to be, doesn't it? It has to be. Yeah. It really is thin there.
I mean, how long do you think Terry would be out for?
Maybe 3 weeks. Maybe 3 weeks.
I don't know what it is. I mean, this is the problem you see, is trying to guesstimate these things. It's like, if it's just a quad strain, a couple of weeks and be back. If it's an actual genuine sports hernia that people mention at some point, that's why I've seen that special doctor about core injuries. There was a potential that players can play with those, but they're not as effective. They can't cut properly because it just wrecks, right? But you can play on it. But that won't help him. Either way, if it's a sports hernia, you need surgery. Like, you can't fix it with rehab. That has to be physically fixed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then rehabbed after. So if he has a hernia surgery, you're looking at probably 8 to 10 weeks maybe out. So it's like most of the season, really. So it just depends what this is. But the longer they fanny about looking at speaking to this doctor going around the country doing this, and they've still not got a decision. Well, they're wasting time here, You need to make a decision quick. Is it surgery or is it not? And if it isn't, then let's rehab and let's see how it goes. If it is a surgery, get it done today. Do you see what I mean? Until you've got time to get back towards the end of the season, But, yeah, it's just, Jesse tells me straight. That's fine.
Hernia's 5 weeks?
Yeah, play with one. You ever play with a hernia? Especially trying to cut. Yeah.
It's not.
So, James, good question. Should we look into Gardner Johnson? No, only because
cancer. Cancer in a locker room.
He's a really bad locker room guy. He's a great player, but no.
He said, according to some medical expert, I think I'll trust the musculoskeletal doctor that's on the podcast with me. That's what I'll trust. Someone who actually knows what they're talking about through sports science. But yeah, hernia 5 weeks. Ugh. I've never had a hernia, so I couldn't tell you what it's like. No idea. What is a hernia? Is it when it ruptures through the large intestine ruptures through? Is that what it does?
It's either your abs or your obliques, depending on which part it is, and basically the muscle split.
Oh, is that what a hernia is? Right, okay.
So then the contents potentially your bowel can push through.
Right.
And it just wrecks like every time. And sometimes if it gets too bad, you can actually strangulate it so it comes through. And then the muscles clip onto the bowel and can fuck your bowel up as well. So they can be quite serious at times. Obviously, it's probably going to be small, but, that's why you can probably play on it. But again, he's not going to get
Nice, Jesse. Nice. I had double hernia surgery and went to Dumb and Dumber in the theatre. Good man. I'll fair.
Jesse, it sounds like you were Dumb and Dumber to go out to go surgery the same day. To go out the same day. Yeah.
To be fair, I had a vasectomy and went straight back to work. So yeah.
Top sitting Staples. Yeah.
Top man.
Yeah.
Top man.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's crazy.
A $30 million or $25 million athlete ain't gonna do shit like that.
No, certainly not. Certainly not. Absolutely not. Yeah. We'll get into this. I mean, if Terry is out for most of the season, what do we do at wide receiver? Do we have enough draft capital to use for a good trade? No.
Definitely no. Yeah, I mean, we don't have a lot left. draft.
I mean, we picked up draft capital from Brian Robinson, didn't we? But
yeah, 6th rounder. So we've got.
I don't even know what our draft picks are.
I think we've got about 5. I don't think we got a lot at all this year. Because we used 2 on Tunsil, didn't we?
We did, yeah. We did indeed, yeah. I mean, I'd have to have a look at it like for next year.
Luke, yeah. Yeah, see, this is easy. It's like, what do you do? Like, if you're thinking he's going to be out for most of the season, then what do you do? Can you rely on Debo being wide receiver 1, gadget running back guy, kickoff return guy, and not get hurt in the next month?
Yeah. So our current draft picks, we've got a 1st, a 3rd, a 5th, 2 6th, and a 7th.
So not a lot unless you're going to take on a big contract, somebody's big contract. That's the only way you're going to get somebody in without utilising our 1st or 2nd rounder there, you know? So, you know, for example, say it was like, I don't know, DJ Moore or something.
We haven't got
that.
seconds. We've got a 1st, a 3rd, a 5th, a 6th, and a 7th.
2 6 and a 7th, yeah.
2 6 and a 7th.
So, yeah, okay. So, you know, maybe like DJ Moore, something like that. But those are big contracts, so you can get them for cheap on the draft pick. So you can get them for a 5th rounder or a 6th rounder, to see what I mean. So you can get somebody in. So technically, the answer is: have you got enough capital? Yes, but dependent on do you want to take on somebody's big contract or not.
We do have caps. We do, Jesse, because they obviously we don't know why. They made 14 million of Laramie Tunsil's contract back into capital for this year, and we already had nearly 14 million in space. We've got 28. We've got 20s.
Imagine,
mate. I would absolutely love that. I mean,
I'd take a shot on it, even though he's come back from an ACL.
He's injured, and that's tough. I mean, what is it? We've currently got just under 25 mil left. So.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill be amazing, minus his personality. Yeah.
Problem is
you can't just cut that bit off and leave it.
No, yeah. Can't make people robots. Can't make people robots, can you? That's the problem, unfortunately.
So can you handle him? Can you handle his kind of attitude and the big ego that he's got? Now, DQ could probably do that, potentially. But, again, that's a big risk, you know. And they say, but to answer this question, do we have enough capital? Technically, yes. We do have enough money to take on somebody's big contract, but would we want to do it? That's the key. That's the question. And
next question.
Desperation stakes might be yes if he's out for the season. They might look at somebody.
Well, talking of that, it kind of rolls into Scott's next question. He says, does one play change the narrative, or is it still where's Terry been, even though he now has an injury?
Well, of course. I mean, you know, he hasn't done the business.
No,
he hasn't been at the level. He hasn't been at the level these 3 weeks.
But do you think that's because of the holding? Then
did you expect?
No, I didn't.
I didn't expect him to do much, especially the first 2 weeks.
Absolutely, I thought it would take him at least 3 to 4 weeks to get back up to standard.
Yeah,
because he hasn't had any practice.
Games. Yeah, and he's had to practice away from everybody else, and yeah, okay. Now you say, well, that's his fault, and it is his fault.
Yeah, it is.
It is his fault. So you can't not blame him. You do blame him, but he had to do what's best for him, you know. And you know it's shit that now he's injured, but it's what can you do? One play doesn't make Terry back to the way he was. No, now he's hurt from that play anyway. So it doesn't really help us either way. So it's frustrating for sure, man. We're all frustrated with it. It's just a case of that's what happens when you don't sort out the contract earlier. So who do you blame? Do you blame Terry, his agent, both, or AP for not saying, look, man, sign this earlier? Do you know what I mean? Or to try and get it done earlier. So
bit of everything, isn't it?
You can blame a little bit of all. You can blame a little bit of all, but it's because at the end of the day, AP's got to think about what's best for the team, and Terry being 100% ready and get week 1 should be also part of his thought process, and it probably wasn't. It was a case of I'm just going to stick to what my contract is. Like I said before, AP has a number for you, and if you don't like it, he's not going to sign you. Simple as that. You know, you be going somewhere else. Because at the end of the day, we found out Terry had to drop down to AP's number. You know, AP didn't move. You know what I mean? No matter how much he tried to force him in the media, he didn't move from it. You know, that's one thing with Peters. He will stick out there. If you don't like it, you can leave. And he knew he had
That's it.
Terry by the balls because Terry wanted to stay. So he knew he had him by the balls.
Exactly. Third question then from Scott G says, did you miss me while I was away the last 2 weeks travelling? And he said, you can lie if needed. Absolutely, we missed you, Scott. Thank you for being with us. It's great that you're always contributing and always putting questions in, and I mean that sincerely. You were in Green Bay. It's your fault we lost, but now it's all good. Sorry, Scouse.
What do you mean? I'm just scrolling back up to what he said about me. There you go. Do you think I miss crap like this, Scott? Do you think I miss crap like that?
He's taking receipts.
I've got receipts here.
What are you saying there? So if it says if we held Scouse podcast game to the same standard, it would be cancelled, and Scotty would be looking for a new partner. I don't need to do any more podcasts, mate. That's for sure. Leave me alone.
Yeah, it's just So I really miss all those, mate.
Jesse says he misses him like he misses his hemorrhoids.
Yeah, that's a good one. To be fair, I agree with that.
Nah, fair enough. And the final question from Scott. Then he said, "Will you be paying attention to the Ryder Cup, or are you looking at the football in Dublin Sunday morning? P.S. Go Team USA." I'll be honest with you, I couldn't give two shits about the promotion sticks. I can't stand golf. That's boardroom talk there, isn't it?
Anything us against the Yanks is always something I'm interested in.
It is good. I understand that.
It could be Ryder Cup, it could be any cup. Doesn't matter. I want to see it.
But I just can't stand golf. It bores me to tears.
Usually, I watch two things in golf because I like a little bit of golf. But I'm not big into it. But one, Augusta, because it's an amazing course. Always love watching the Masters. And the Ryder Cup. They're the two things that I watch. So I'll be watching the Ryder Cup. And the thing is, because it's the time frame for us, it's fine for us to actually do both. Because it's an half-2 kickoff PM for
I don't play golf, mate. I can't stand it.
So half-2 kickoff PM
for Minnesota,
for the Minnesota game. So that would be about 7:30 your time, something like that. As in US time.
No, 9:30 in the morning, US.
9:30, 10:30, 11, 12, 1, 2. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, again, Ryder Cup's still playing all the way through me. Even when that game's finished, it'll still be playing. So, I'll be able to see the end of it as well. So, I'll be getting both in. So,
Scott G says, obviously, Scotty sucks at golf. I can't stand it. I've played on browns as well, not greens in Cyprus. Because you can't grow grass out there. So, it's made with a...
mate. You're getting confused. It's sand that you're playing on, mate. You're always hitting the bunker, aren't you? You're always hitting the bunker.
Yeah, true that. I am shite at golf. But to be honest with you, it's not about that. I just got zero patience for it, and I just think it's a garbage sport, honestly, and it's too expensive. It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculously expensive game to play. Even as a hobby, it's a lot of money for clubs, and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, but you can play cheap shit ones. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know that, and you can always start somewhere. Look, I mean, dude, I spent 3.5 years living right next to St Andrews, literally a mile down the road, and I went past it every single day and went, yeah, fucking great. Don't care. I mean, I played rugby literally right next door to it, and you're thinking to yourself, yeah, and I've walked the entire old course. It's fantastic. It's great. I've struck a couple of balls in, not on the old course, but in the driving range there, and it's like, yeah, really don't care. Same as rounders or baseball. Not interested. I ain't got the patience for it, and it just doesn't give me any excitement whatsoever. Even that game that we went to, and there's 3 home runs. I was like, meh. Yeah, St Andrews, mate. Yeah, I couldn't. Honestly, Jesse, I couldn't stand it, mate. It just nah. It was good to see. It was good to see Samuel L. Jackson and Denzel Washington in the local spa shop, though. That was interesting.
Were they there at the time?
Yeah, mate. Genuinely, they turned up for the Open, and then I'm literally walking around the spa shop, and there's Samuel L. Jackson. I'm like, the fuck? Loads of celebrities. All they do is park their jets at RAF Lucas, so they used to just park all the time at the RAF camp, and then we'd have some SAC just wander out with a machine and say, right, there you go and pay for your parking fees, and they used to just park there and then trot across a mile down the road and you're at St Andrews. Perfect. So yeah, hockey. We talked about this deluxe in the in the Rocket Bar. I've never seen a hockey match, but that I can get into that. I can get into that ice hockey. Yeah, even hockey with like field hockey as you guys call it. That's brutal as well. It's like lacrosse is the same.
Yeah, lacrosse.
Mm-hmm. I don't mind that. Aussie rules.
So you like physical games, don't you? Like the actual.
I like the actual rough and tumble of it. Yeah, definitely. But patient games like bowls or just no. Hockey live is great. That's something we're gonna have to do then. Next time we're over the States, we're gonna have to go and watch a Caps game.
You got to go at the right time of the year because the season's not open. I don't think in September.
I know. We'll have to go to we'll have to go to a Caps game definitely. But just about. Have you been? Have you?
I've been once. Yeah.
Nice. Nice, yeah. That'd be.
Although I was stuck on the rooftop, so I was feeling sick. You know what I mean? I was at the top, so I felt sick. So I was watching it like, damn, trying to get into it, but I just didn't. Yeah.
I just like the fighting. I think, go on, get your helmets off and just start battering each other. It's great, go for it. Yeah. But then it is what it is. Field hockey is a girls' sport here. Is it really? Okay, fair enough. It's not over here, mate, that's for sure. People are absolutely battering each other's shins and stuff. Yeah, it's good stuff. I like it. But there you go, it is what it is. I do remember the funniest thing about sport that I can think of other sport was the Olympics in 2012 when I worked the Olympics, and it was like, oh yeah, you can go and watch the beach volleyball. And we were like, really? Nice. And they're like, yeah, go down to Horse Guards Parade and go and watch it for free, because obviously we've been looking, and we were like, who's playing? And it was like, it was the Netherlands against Sweden.
Oh, nice.
Obviously 15 blokes were like, this is going to be fucking brilliant. It's awesome.
It wasn't the men, was it?
It was the blokes.
Stick. Imagine you're like, oh no, I'm walking home straight away.
It's like, no. Cheers, bro. Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah.
You can go and watch it. I bet you did it on purpose, knowing that you knew that it was the men playing rather than the girls. I bet you. You can go watch Sweden play beach volleyball. Really? Let's get down there. Oh damn!
Yeah, they negated the fact that the free tickets were for the men's. Yeah, so we didn't know until we turned up.
Let's face it, nobody turns us watching men's volleyball, mate.
There you go. Absolutely, Jesse. I'm not going to put that on the show, but absolutely, yeah, you're right. That just about does us then, Scouse. Have you got anything else you want to add, mate, before we disappear? Oh, we didn't do prediction. What is your prediction? If you've got one, what are you going for?
I do. I think you win. I think you win by at least 10. So
at least 10.
Yeah.
Wow.
At least 10.
We're going 20. We're going.
We'll dominate this.
27-17. I don't know. What are you going?
No, I was going to 24-14.
You're going 24-14. Oof. I'm going to go 21-18 win. Commanders just squeaker. But there you go. All right, that just about does us. Thanks everybody for being in the chat. Thanks all for who put a question in. We really do appreciate it, keeping us going. Thank you as always, Scouse, and we will see you again next time.
Bye.